Hi guys, thanks for tuning in today on saltandlightcraftery.com. My name is Brianna, and what we're going to do today is we're going to learn how to make one of those pretty burlap wreaths that you see. The first thing that I wanted to kind of go over was some of the supplies that you'll need for this project. This is a wire ring that I got from the Dollar Tree. So you can find these at Hobby Lobby. They're a little more expensive, but the Dollar Tree definitely carries them. You will need a couple of rolls of burlap. So these also were from Hobby Lobby, and they have just a ton of colors, different patterns. They have chevron and lace patterns and polka dots and all kinds of pretty stuff. So a couple rolls of burlap. You're going to need a hot glue gun, and then whatever you decide that you want to decorate with. So I picked up some sunflowers and some ribbon. So go ahead and gather up your supplies and let's get started. Okay, so the first thing that you're going to want to do is attach your burlap to your ring. And it's very important because I do this every single time I make one. I forget about it and I have to restart it. You want to attach your burlap to itself around the ring, not to the ring, because you have to do some squishing to get the fluffy burlap look. So keep that in mind. And what you want to do, because this it has a little bit of a shape to it, you want the side to be the back, because this is what's going to go against your wall. So what we're going to do is we are going to take the burlap and we are going to come under to one of the inside rings, and we are going to hot glue the burlap to itself. Take your hot glue gun. If you can get your hot glue to work. And again, try really hard not to stick it to the actual ring, otherwise you'll have a mess. So stick it to each other, to itself, and let it dry for a second. Alright, and now what you're going to do is you are going to pull the burlap through and give yourself about, oh gosh, what do you say that is? Maybe an inch in there. And then you're going to take it down the next ring and pull it through about the same height. And hold those together so that it doesn't fall out. And one more time through the top ring. So that you have something that looks kind of like this from the side. And now you are going to squish it all to one side. Somebody told me that that is called ruching. I don't know if that's true. I should have looked it up. But you want to squish it over to the side. And then just kind of hang on to it. And don't be scared, because as you're making this, it's going to look really messy and you're going to think, oh my gosh, this is never going to come together. But it will. Just have faith in the process. So now what you're going to do is you're going to take your burlap and you're going to twist it about 2 times so that it kind of holds itself in place. You got to kind of twist your burlap at the same time. And since you ended on the top, you're going to start in the top ring. So take your burlap and stick it back through, just like we did when we started it, so that you have a little loop. And then we're going to go down to the middle ring, and pull it through. Kind of straighten it out a little bit, same thing. And again, in the bottom ring. And then, again, what are we going to do? We're going to squish it. And then we are going to twist it twice. And then we're going to, since we ended on the bottom, we're going to stick it back in and make our 3. So through the bottom, through the middle, and through the top. Don't lose your burlap. And at this point, depending on how thick your burlap is, you should be looking pretty good on your first little set. So now you can kind of see that it kind of holds itself together with this fluff. So you don't want to do too much because you might run out by the end. But you should have enough to do 3 sets, if you want to call them sets, 3 sets in one little piece of your ring. So there's that. And then now we're to basically our second ring. And we're going to do the exact same thing around the whole entire wreath. So we're going to twist twice. Since we ended on the top, we're just going to go right past that little divider and we're going to go to the top. And we're going to whip this bad boy out. So when you finish your first roll of burlap, you should be about halfway done. If you have a little less than halfway, if you're a little short of that, you might have to go back and make your poofs a little bit smaller. Use a little bit less burlap when you're making your sets. But if you have a whole bunch left, then you have an option of going back and making it a little bit fluffier. So now you can see I've got just a little bit left down here, and what we're going to do is we're going to attach our second roll of burlap. And all I'm going to do is hot glue it straight to it. Hold it down. Some glue on there. Try not to glue it. Come on. Try not to glue it to my ironing board. We'll see what happens. Let it dry for a second, get the glue off your fingers, and keep on going. it over, check out how much you've got left, and you can cut it off, and then we are going to attach it to the back of the metal like we did in the very beginning. So leave yourself a little bit of a tail, cut your burlap, and it doesn't really matter what ring you use. My top one is conveniently right here, so I'm gonna put it through here. And at the end, it's fine if you want to glue it to the ring for a little more stability, or if you just want to bring it around and attach it back to the burlap, that works as well. Together. You're going to get glue all over your fingers. Okay. And burlap all over your shirt. So now you can see that our wreath is looking pretty good. If you need to move the burlap around a little bit, you can. Otherwise, you have created the base of your burlap wreath. So the next thing that we're going to do is put some flowers on it. Alrighty, so I clipped off the flowers from the stems, and leave yourself just a little bit of a stem so that you can stick some glue on there. But pick a couple flowers, and you are just going to take your glue and saturate it. Stick a boatload of glue in a spot and stick your flower into it. So kind of look around your wreath. If you've got any spots that you think are, I don't know, ugly, or if you didn't get as much burlap in there, go ahead and use that spot. I'm going to use this spot right here. I think that's where I changed ribbon at. So just go ahead and squish a whole bunch of glue on there. Stick that flower in there. Right on there. Or you can stick it to the bottom of your flower. Stick it right in there. Oop, dripping glue. It's okay. Excellent. So once that dries, you are all done. So we have made our burlap wreath. Thank you guys for joining in. If you have any questions, comments, leave them in the comments below, or ideas for other projects that you want to see done. Definitely feel free to reach out. But good job, good luck, and happy crafting!